Okay, so for the past 3 weeks, we've been talking about slope a lot. We've been calculating it from 2 points. We've been finding slope from a graph. But now we're moving on to the initial value. So the only vocab today is that. So we're going to write initial value. So the initial value is b, okay? So that's the first thing. So this is the b in the equation y equals mx plus b. That is the y-intercept. These are all names for initial value. And then it is also the value of y when x equals 0. And then finally, it is where you start the graph. We won't need that one just yet. So there's a lot of different ways to say the exact same thing, okay? So we're mainly going to be calling it the b value, the y-intercept, or the initial value. Those all mean the exact same thing, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So now I'm going to show you, just like we learned how to calculate slope, we're going to learn how to calculate b. So how to solve for b, which is finding the initial value. So we're taking the equation y equals mx plus b, and instead of getting the y by itself, we're getting the b by itself, right? So we subtract the mx on both sides to end up with this equation up here, which I've already typed out for you. So to get b, you take y and you subtract m times x. Now, I think it's a good idea to put both the m and the x in parentheses. So when you write it out, just go ahead and do that. That way you won't mess up your signs, or you're less likely to. So I want to find the initial value when the slope is 5 and you have this point. Okay? So I've given you the m, and guess what? I've also given you the x and the y. All these letters and numbers, I know. Just remember, x and y always represent an ordered pair. M is your slope, b is your y-intercept. So we have all of the information except we don't know what the y-intercept is. So we're going to plug in these numbers to figure it out. So I'm trying to find b. So I'm going to take my y value, which is 6. I'm going to subtract my slope, which is 5, times my x value, which is -3. So all I did was plug in these numbers in the place of their letters, okay? So now I have 6 minus. I'm going to multiply 5 and -3 to get -15. So now this is 6 minus means plus. So my b, my initial value, my y-intercept is 21. So I have all of the information I need. If I wanted to go ahead and write the equation of this line, I could. So I could write y equals m, which is 5x, plus b, which is 21. So we're going to be moving into doing that in the next few lessons. But all you do is plug in m and b into slope-intercept form. So this is how you find the initial value. We're going to practice a bunch of times, and eventually it'll be just as easy for you as it is to calculate slope.